Hey everybody, if you just jumping in here, I just thought I'd do a quick video because I haven't done any back issue hauls in a long time. We just got done with our main show, the Blast It or Stash It, or Blast and Stash in Comics, our weekly review show. But I've been getting these back issues quite a bit, and I thought I'd do a quick video showing some of the stuff I got over, I don't know, the past month or so. There may be a few other issues that I have hanging out back here that I haven't talked about for a while. But let's go ahead and jump. And first, I want to talk about this. I'm not much for board games, and this is not like a traditional board game for me. It's like you don't set a board game out, you don't set Monopoly game out, and you send your pieces out. But I bought Batman the Animated Series, Rogues Gallery. This is about IDW. I sat down and tried to figure this out the other night with my family. I think I need to go through a little bit more because there's a lot to it. So if you've played this game, let me know what you think of this. So it looks like I got one person jumping in here and watching for me. So if you're into board games, let me know what you think of Batman the Animated Series. Like I say, it's not your traditional board game. You don't set the pieces up and you don't go around the board. It's about collecting power-ups to defeat Batman. The whole premise is defeat Batman, rule the city. Gotham City's coffers are ripe for robbing, but one thing stands in the way of the city's supervillains. Revile Batman. It's time for somebody finally took out the nuisance. Choose your favorite villain, then go on crime sprees, steal powerful upgrades, recruit nefarious accomplices, and race to complete your master plan and be the first to defeat the world's greatest detective. I got it upside down there. What the hell am I doing? So, going to be trying to play this here pretty soon. Let's talk about the books that I've picked up recently. I've been getting a run of Thor from one of my LCSs, trying to finish up the Bronze Age run. So I've got Thor 302. I really love Bronze Age Marvel books. I just love the border around the image and then the title up top. It's 204. There's 205, Mark of Mephisto. 206, The Power of the Absorbing Man. Number 207, this is a special haunted Halloween issue, so maybe I need to read this before Halloween, maybe talk about it. Number 208. I bought these Mylar bags by mistake, just the open and no flap on them. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed bag with them. I definitely like having the flap a little bit more. Some of them I've actually cut the back flap off and taped them over. I don't know. I just haven't been doing it lately. Marvel Thor number 209. More Bronze Age. Mylar shine there. I think those are all my Thor books that I've gotten recently. I just talked about these. I got some of these the other day. That's not an old book. This is a cool book. This is a Batman 10-cent cover. I showed this on the tonight's Blast It or Stash It show. This is 135. This is my probably second oldest Batman issue. I have issue 98. So I have this one here. It's got some issues along the spine. But I think I only paid, let's see, do I have my phone right here? What I pay for these two Batman books. I got them off eBay. $20 for these Batman books. And that's 135 right there. The light's horrible. But see, it's got the top corners, little chunks missing there. And it's definitely got some spine issues and some creases and stuff, but still for $10 for a 10-cent Batman book, I'd definitely pick it up. And this is number 196. Same thing, it's got some little bit of issues along the spine, but still cool Silver Age Batman book. And I don't know why I'm so obscure. Well, I guess I'll go into these next. One of my stores had this on their shelf, and they had it was a really high grade copy. Don't get me wrong, but they wanted $90 for it, and I'm like, oh god, I don't want to kick out $90 for a book, or 90 or 85 or whatever. It was right around there. I was already watching this one on eBay, and I ended up getting this for $13. It's probably a 13, maybe I think about $20 book probably, and because it's got a couple issues on the corners, they're not sharp, but overall it's a pretty good book. And this is King Size Annual Avengers number 7. So for $13, I'll pick that up. So I did not pick up that $85 book. I had him go ahead and put it back. I did pick up. I'll grab it real quick. You guys will hang on. Maybe I'll sing some music for you. Bum, 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 bum. Where is it? I picked up this one too. This has been on my list for a while, just because of early Thanos appearance. What was really weird about this book, though, the movie's Logan's Run, Marvel did an adaptation of it, and then they ended the adaptation like, okay, we want to continue the story. What do we want to do? So they started making new stories. So this actually has an early Thanos appearance in there. So I picked up Logan's Run number 6. And this is where I get really obscure with my collecting. And I don't know why I got hooked on these. Maybe because in this runs the first Silver Age Catwoman. But for some reason, I've latched on to Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane. I don't know why. There's not a whole lot of keys in here. They definitely can get spendy toward the single digits and teen books, including, I mean, even up to probably 50. But I think back with his back issues. Yes, I'm back with back issues. Thank you, Double S. But Superman's girlfriend number 12. No, I'm sorry, number 66. Apparently I had this issue already, but I thought it was pretty beat up. But my issue I had in my collection was in pretty good shape, and almost actually, I don't know about better shape. But this one has a big number 6 on it right there. Somebody wrote number 6. That doesn't bother me really too bad on these older books like this. One thing I do like about these Lois Lane books, they always have these cool word balloons on the cover. Butt Out Superman rescuing that window washer is a job for Lois Lane, Wire Walker, and her educated feet. I don't know. Must pretend I'm doing this for kicks. I can't let him know I feel like something out of a horror movie. Look at her feet there. It's got them green claws. But it doesn't make she's going to be getting over there before Superman is for sure. So who knows? But I have that issue, which stinks. You know, I hate when I do that. And I think, oh well, I think I have that issue, but it's pretty beat up. And then you go to put it in your collection, like, oh wait, my other book was actually in pretty good shape. But you know, I'll probably end up giving away, you know, an issue or something. This is an 80. No, it's not an 80-page giant. It's just a giant. This is number 95, and this is featuring the strange lives of Lois Lane. And we got Madam Jekyll, we got Lois the Slave Girl, Lois Lane Hag, the Widow in Black, the Superwoman of Metropolis, and of course Lois Lane Super Brain right here. And it says, "No, Superman, don't look at me. I've become an ugly freak." I don't know about these books. I don't know why I get them, but I do. I don't know why I love you, but I do. And then some 10-cent covers. I don't have a whole lot of 10-cent. I think this might be the earliest Lois Lane I have. I may have one that's earlier than this. I don't remember. Let's double check here. Nope, this is the lowest one I have. This is number 22, and it's a 10-cent cover on this thing too. Again, these cool word balloons on the front there. There's Clark Kent Lois. When he and I were kids at Smallville, I used to suspect he was Superboy. Isn't that a laugh? And then she sees him with his X-ray glasses. Yeah, you're right. Those Lois Lane books probably have some bizarre stories. A couple drinks and a couple of those would equal a good time. You're right. But it definitely changed. The early Lois Lane was kind of the damsel in distress, very much in love with Superman. And then as they progressed into the 70s, it was very woman power, and Lois Lane was her own character that did a lot of stuff around. Like I said, even this one here, where she's trying to portray herself as a strong woman that, no, I need to go do this, back off Superman. But still, she has these doubts. And I think that's the early Lois Lane. But then later on, she is very much more confidence in herself, and she becomes more of a leading character versus having those doubts. Then number 23, new imaginary story featuring Mrs. Lois Kent as the wife of Superman. And darling, you and our super twins have made me so happy. I can hardly wait to shout to the world that Superman is my husband. Now, number 1 is pretty dang a spendy book, that's for sure. Let's see here. What does number 1 go for? They said it's only like a handful of keys. 12 keys total in the super or Lois Lane run. Number 1 at a high grade is running about almost $7,000. Number 17 is the second appearance of Brainiac. That's about a $260 book. Number 23, the one I just showed, first appearance of Lex Luthor's sister, and that's about a $190 book. First Silver Age crossover between Batman, Green Arrow, and Aquaman. It's number 29, and probably the biggest key out of the whole run. And it's not even that expensive, really. And that's the first Silver Age appearance of Catwoman, and that's issue number 70. And that's a $350 book, according to Key Issue Comics. Then there are a few other smaller keys in here. Of course, you have the one key where Lois Lane uses technology to change her race so she can experience life as a black woman. I have that issue back on my wall back here. But yeah, there's not really a whole lot of keys in there. It's just trying to find some of these obscure titles for sure. Like number 1, I don't know if I'll be able to get that. It's probably way out of my price range, and there's no way that's going to happen. But you never know. You never know. With collecting comics, you may run into somebody that may have a collection they're throwing away, and they're going to give them to you. I've had that happen in the past too. So, issue number 24, Lois Lane, our UNIVAC computer, has screened the applications of thousands of answers, and your selected ideal husband. Can you guess who it is? And she's thinking Superman, and it's Clark Kent. Coming out from behind the shadows there, or behind the thing. So those are my back issues for the past few weeks. So I think I have a few more, some Batman issues that are not, 90s stuff. That's nothing really great about anything. Modern keys, don't think so. Lots of stuff in my back bin back here that I don't know. I got a lot of new posters up and stuff in my room. I got some more space and stuff. But I'm starting to run out of room for sure here, and I gotta start thinking about how I'm collecting, what I'm collecting, and not just picking up random books. I don't know if anybody else does that. Do you go to a yard sale? Do you see comics for sale? Do you just buy them all, or do you pick and choose on what you're getting? Because I'm really starting to get a little more picky and able to pass on books that are, not anything that I'm really looking for. I remember in the past that I wouldn't care if they were comics, they were cheap, I was going to buy them. and I probably have a lot of those kind of issues in my collection right now. But I'm really trying to focus more on some Bronze Age stuff, some back issues. So some other, 90s Ghost Rider, I'll pick that up just because it's kind of, I don't know, when I was a kid. So, but yeah, I'm just trying to really focus on what I'm getting. I'm not just buying, I can't say random crap because I buy random crap every single week when it comes to new comics. But just older books, I'm not just going to go pick up Animal Man, or I'm not going to pick up, maybe I'm offending somebody who likes Animal Man out there, but, I'm not going to pick up anything that I'm not interested in, So, because anybody who collects comics knows it gets to a point where it's almost like a burden, where it's like, oh, God, I got to reorganize again. I got to move this over here. I got to buy a new box. Where am I going to put these? And that's kind of where I'm getting at right now. I think I have close to about 9,000 books in my collection. I've sold a few here and there. I was selling some to go to Baltimore Comic Con, which is happening this weekend, or I guess it's happening digitally on YouTube, but it's not happening in person. So I sold some books to go make that trip to go hang out with Mike and Joe, but that didn't happen. But I'm kind of on the verge of like selling some stuff off too. Like I'm trying to sell my Kanto run right now. It's a pretty hot book, and it's like one I'm not super new. I don't see the price going up anymore on that. I see it just dropping. Uncanny George says everything I thought was filler box stuff seems to be exploding. Honestly, think early image stuff will get where they're in demand. Yeah, they might. I mean, I guess it'll depend on what the title is. I mean, like how many issues of Spawn #1? I've seen that go up in value a little bit, not like a great deal, or Wildcats or any of those earlier Savage Dragon, any of that stuff. But I mean, I definitely have some other key issues that are going up in price of indie books. Like I have my, what was that Donny Cates book that came out? Why can't I think of it? This where this guy has the sword. It's in Texas. I don't know why I can't think of it. Jack, you say I just bought 80s run that missed out on as a kid. Iron Man, Avengers, Spectacular, etc. Yeah, I have some of those that are nostalgic. Definitely, like I have a crap ton of Punisher books because Punisher was one of my favorites growing up. I have like 3 short boxes of Punisher. I have almost the whole run of Alpha Flight, which I mean, really, almost who doesn't always have a whole run of Alpha Flight? But like, but why do I have those? I don't know if I'll ever read them. It's just kind of like, I guess, cool to have in my collection. I don't know. What do you guys think? What else do you guys buy? I mean, did you guys ever get to a point where you're just like, okay, I'm enough on buying this random stuff. I'm really going to focus in on what I'm collecting. I mean, because I've been collecting now. I collected, if somebody hasn't watched my show or watched me in general on YouTube and my collecting, I collected as a teenager and had a couple short boxes, Punisher, Gru. I've talked about Gru quite a bit because that was something. My mic, you guys can hear me now? Is it going? Let me double check and make sure because the mic kicked off. Okay, it's still going. Okay, it said it was having an issue. It's by Gru because my dad used to buy it and I'd read it too. So I have almost a whole run of Gru. But yeah, I mean, there's some stuff in my collection. I'm trying to think anything that I have. Like I have random issues of Daredevil because I picked up. I was trying to get the Frank Miller run. But, the random issues of Doctor Strange, stuff like that. I don't know if I'll ever read, but it was like a comic. It was cheap. I'll buy it. So I'm really trying to focus on what I'm getting. And I go through spurts. Like I'm going through my Thor stuff right now because I have a whole, like not a short box, but I have quite a few still left at my one comic book store. I pick up a couple each week. to do. So to finish out my bronze run on Thor, because I don't think I'll ever be able to get Journey into Mystery 80, 89, is that what it is? What's the first Thor? Whatever it is. I don't think I'll ever have that in my collection either. Of course, like I said, I never thought I'd have Amazing 129, but I have that. I never thought I'd had the first appearance of Harley Quinn, but I have that. So, I guess, you never say never. But I don't know. My copies were beat up as a kid. My copies now are pretty nice. That's for sure for Gru. The other thing that's been in mind lately too, and I brought it up on somebody else's channel. They were talking about collecting and talking about, what happens to your collection when you get to a certain point, when you die or whatever. You can't bring your collection with you. What's going to happen to your collection? None of my kids are into comics. I buy my youngest, she's 12. I buy her comics once in a while, something that might fit her, like Stranger Things or Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur trade paperback, trying to get her a little bit into it, but she's kind of like, whatever, not super into it. But one of my stores bought this huge collection, and I was kind of one of the first people to kind of go through all the stuff, and I'm of course, the pretty high grade stuff too, but stuff that's way out of my wheelhouse financially that I couldn't get, but a lot of stuff I would like to have. But here I'm picking and choosing on what I'm getting. Like, you had a whole run of Thanos, and stuff like that, that I was picking out of there. Some Invaders, some Champions, some Captain America, stuff I needed for my collection. But you can think, is that going to be my collection in 20, 30 years? Is my collection going to be sold? Is it going to be picked over by vultures, by somebody else to fill their runs? It's kind of hard to fathom you building this collection as you're growing up or as an adult or whenever you started collecting, and what's going to happen to it at the end. Uncanny George says, I hesitate sometimes because I missed out on some big opportunities. Passed on a box, probably 20 Incredible Hulk yellow third print variants back when second and third print variants weren't in demand. And he says, but I've cut back a lot too. So yeah, that's one thing I would like, man, I'm buying all these damn books. And so that's why, another reason why I'm trying to sell some off, selling some of my doubles and stuff like that. Sold, I had 4 copies total of the first Null, and I sold 2 of them off at $50 each. The last one I just sold on eBay. I sold that one and the first Brock and first Virus. And now Virus is crap character now. And the first Codex, sold them for $400. That was a fun net trip going to Baltimore and Virginia that didn't happen. So, but yeah, I mean, part of you wants to collect for investment, but yet you got to be. I think you got to be a lover of the books too in order to spend the money on, because you definitely, whatever book you sell for $100, you have 40 of them that are worth $1 a piece. So, it's hit or miss with it too. So, but I don't buy just to invest. I mean, sure, it's great when your collection gains value. I love being able to look and see, oh wow, that book's dropping up in price. Sweet, and that's like with my Canto that I'm selling. That's because I'm not really into it, but I have it. I have that in the 1 in 10 of number 1. So I'm just like, man, I'll throw it on eBay. I'll sell it and see what I can get for it. But I think that's it. I've ranted around long enough for almost 25 minutes. But I appreciate you guys coming in here. And any of the questions I pose, if you're watching this on the rewind, do not watch it live. Let me know what you think about collecting. I mean, how do you feel about collecting? Do you start to cut back? Do you starting to focus your collection more? Or are you still one of those people that grab whatever's available whenever, as long as the price is right? What do you think about your collection when you get older? What's going to happen to it? If you bite the big one and you have your collection here, You know, is this going to be sold? Are your family going to be able to know what to do with it? I'm a little bit afraid to tell my wife what some of my books are worth because I'm afraid I'm going to come home when she's mad at me and they're going to be gone or cut up in the driveway or something. But yeah, I kind of wanted to know in case something does happen to me if she can sell the books and make a little money off them. But yeah, let me know what you think about those things. All right, I'm gonna go to bounce out of here. Make sure you come back and check us out. Go check out our Halloween episode we just did last Wednesday, where we talked about our top 10 favorite horror movies. We just got done doing a live video reviewing the books that came out this week. We talked about Mike's Rat in His Sack. Definitely go check out that. We'll be back next Friday for the reviews for the comics coming out this next. I don't know, my calendar's still on June. So Double S, if you're watching, I'll give you this calendar here. I have my I wrote all my goals for my weight loss on there, so you could have it and be a little memento of Huey. But this next Wednesday we're picking up the books, and we'll see next. I guess this could be next the 30th. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a next live show right before Halloween, and we're gonna try to get the guys in from Delta Dogs and to talk about their project too. So definitely give us a thumbs up, share the video, like all that fun stuff. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and I'm gonna go to bounce out of here. I'm gonna go do something for the rest of the night. I got to be at work tomorrow, bright and early, to go deal with the lovely people, lovely public. So thanks everybody for stopping by, and we'll catch you later.